Are those Avengers the leaks, are they real? Are they fake? If so, what movie are they from? Nobody knows. Everybody that watched the Oscars seemed to like the broadcast and the show. Problem is, ratings are down again. Why? Well, I certainly have my thoughts. We've got some other things that are happening in the world of movie news, of course, and we'll discuss all those. And we got some TV stuff too. We got Roxy Striar, we got DJ Wooldridge. We're gonna have a good show here, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited that you're with us. Let's get to it. It is the Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Tuesday. Let's do it. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, and joining me every Tuesday, she is the absolute dominating champion. She is Roxy Striar every week with these questions. Hello, Roxy. How are you?
Hi, Kristian. What's up?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Well, I don't want to welcome me or you because we're here all the time. Okay, sure. So what we want to do is welcome guests. We want to welcome someone that we both like. That's DJ Wooldridge. Hello, DJ.
I'm the only one that's welcome here.
That's
welcome
right.
to me.
That's right. 100%. How are you?
Neither of you guys tell me DJ was coming on the show.
We didn't. Yeah, it was a surprise.
Yeah. So there you go. DJ's on the show today.
Like, I'm not here to like friend hog, but DJ's my friend. Like,
I think I knew
my friend first.
I think I knew him first.
Ooh,
he's my friend first.
No, I think I knew him first.
I don't remember. My memory's so bad. I don't remember.
Yeah, we're in the space. We could track it.
That's true. We could look back. We
already tracked it.
We recently did this with Roxy and I did this with Hector, and I also think Sal. When did DJ meet Hector and Sal?
I have no
Good
idea.
Question.
It's like a strange,
it was first.
Yeah, it's like a strange way to do ancestry.
Yeah.
Well, they used to have me on SourceFed, so I know that's how I met him first. And then you had me talk to them about Schmodown.
Nah.
We'll have to listen. We'll have to send it to the fact checkers.
Yeah.
Please report back. Let us know. But thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
And you have a lot going on here today. So why don't you tell the audience exactly that you got a new project? I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, thank you. DangerBoyComic.com. It is my latest comic book. It is my first time writing a superhero comic. Obviously fan of the genre, but you have to wonder, like, okay, is there anything I can add to it? And over the years, I was like, you know what? I think I do have something to say about superheroes that I don't think is being said. So this is that, DangerBoyComic.com. You can check out Danger Boy and the Antagonist. It takes place in a retro-futuristic cyberpunk world where the titular Danger Boy is trying to save the city of Las Torres from the world's most powerful superheroes, the Statesmen, as they try to take it over. And he teams up with a group of misfits, including a washed-up supervillain, an alien refugee, and a former superpowered EMT. It is 44 pages, so it's a little bit more than double the size of your average comic book. If you're looking at your screen, you're seeing some incredible art from our illustrator, Sean Peacock, who is amazing, doing amazing work. We have 4 variant covers, including ones from Tango, Vincenzo Riccardi, Tyrell Cannon. You can get all 4 of those covers. You can get drawn in the comic, although I believe as of this recording, if you want to get drawn, if you're looking at this art and you're like, oh man, I wonder what it would look like if I existed in this world. I think there's only one opportunity left for that. Those are limited. You can also pick up my previous comics, White Lotus. No, you can pick up my previous comics, Hellbent and Chaos Theory. But I think here's what I've been telling people. If you love superheroes or if you hate superheroes, either way, if you're like, I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for something that pushes the genre forward. I'm looking for something that tries to do new things with the medium. This is the comic for you. You're going to want to check it out. I'm super stoked about it. I'm super proud about it. As of today, we just hit our initial funding goal. So we're working on our first stretch goal. So if we get our next stretch goal, not only can you get the comic, but there's going to be these amazing stickers done by...
that's happening. Sorry.
Oh my god!
I don't know why that's happening.
I'm getting background music.
I thought you were giving him tunes for his epic speech.
Yeah. So first stretch goal, you can get these exclusive stickers from illustrated by Tango. So just so much cool stuff. I think it's something that Kristian, I think your audience is going to be really into.
They already are. I mean, people are talking about in the comments how cool the
yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I love comics. I love the comic book medium, and I think this is something, when you look at. I love a lot of the mainstream big two comics, but being owned by a big studio, there's only so much they can do, only so much they can say. This is Kickstarter. This is completely independent. This comic would not exist without our backers, and so it's allowed to be fast and loose, be different, challenge people, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, well, I just put the link in the description. I was in the chat, and it's also going to be in the description also. So everybody take a look at it. The Kickstarter link is in the comments, and I think if Luke's watching, you can add that in there, and there you go. So that's awesome. Thank you. Stuff, and I love it. So how's everything else going with you? How's Papa life?
Papa life is good. It's good. First couple months real tough. But now things have we've settled into a new rhythm. You've given me a wonderful opportunity to sing the praises of my amazing wife, who has been very supportive as I've been doing the rounds. We share who gets baby duty, and there's been more than a few times where she's had to jump in on days that were my baby duty, so I could do stuff like this. So and she's incredible. Our baby's incredible.
Good, man.
And it's pretty great. It's pretty, now that we've kind of settled in a rhythm, it's pretty cool. I like being a dad. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's more ups and downs, and it's exhausting in the beginning, but it gets pretty great, and then wait until teenager. There you go.
Yeah. Right now I'm really enjoying this stage where I just get to carry him around.
Yep.
You just get to hey, you're coming with me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff for sure. Okay, some fun stuff, Rox, that we need to talk about here is this. Do you guys see these leaks that happened with the Doomsday stuff?
Wait, don't tell me about any leaks.
Well, but it's pictures. They're everywhere.
I didn't see them. I'm gonna literally close my eyes.
I'm excited for because I've seen some of them, but it's one of those, the internet is even more of a Wild West than it ever has been. So it's one of those, are these leaks the real leaks, or these are
this concept art, Roxy?
Yeah.
So
it's concept art or it's leaks?
Concept art that could be leaks.
What do you mean?
Just listen. You can close your eyes. It seems most of the recent MCU concept art may have been for Secret Wars and not Doomsday. The recent Marvel Cinematic Universe that leaked online was on the Avengers Doomsday, but we're now hearing that most of it was actually for Secret Wars. On Friday, there was some very revealing concept art for a number of upcoming Marvel Studios projects. It found its way online via the official website of artist Mush Rizvi. Most of the artwork spotlighted designs for the Fantastic Four First Steps and what we assumed at the time was Avengers Doomsday, but it seems quite a bit was actually for Secret Wars. Scooper My Time to Shine Low believes that most of the concept art was for Secret Wars, namely the medieval images featuring Hulk, She-Hulk, and Scar, the new Black Panther, and all shots of Dr. Emperor Doom. Good chance artwork with Star-Lord, Wong, and members of the Young Avengers was also from the 2027 movie. This does make more sense when you think about it, since Doomsday is going to need to do a lot of heavy lifting to establish these new character dynamics and scenarios before we set up to Battleworld, if that is indeed the plan. We're not sure if these designs will ultimately inform what we see on the screen, but considering the artwork was marked concept and development work on the site, we'd say there's a pretty good chance the characters will look at least similar to this when we meet them in the next Avengers movie. Rizvi's site has been scrubbed of these images, but there's some speculation that Marvel leaked the artwork themselves in order to build hype for the upcoming films and distract from Captain America Brave New World's underperformance at the box office. We're not sure if we're buying it, but it wouldn't be the first time it happened. This is I love this shot. I'll tell you that. Where is this thing? Oh, you can't see it. I love that shot. Love that shot of him
with Emperor Doom on the throne.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So there's shoot. So I guess if we do it this way, and I'll bring it up so we can see a little bit more of it. Because there was a few. I mean, the art itself is pretty wonderful. I mean, it really is. Look at that.
I opened my eyes. I want everybody to know.
Yeah, I mean, look at so you got like Doctor Strange there on as like his right hand man. You got looks like what is that Helena?
It looks like it's probably. I mean, if it's pulling from Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars from I think 2017, that would probably be Sue, and then Franklin, her and Reed's son. Because if memory serves, it's been a minute since I've cracked open Jonathan Hickman's book. Basically, once Doom takes over in the comic, once Doom takes over Battleworld, he basically I think he wipes Reed from existence entirely and then takes over his family. Like, this is my family now. So if it is pulling from that, although I will say in the comic, it's not a medieval setting. There's nothing medieval about it. Battleworld is like a conglomeration of a bunch of different popular alternate universes. And Doom himself I don't believe was running like a medieval version. So who knows? Maybe, maybe it's inspired by that. Maybe it's not.
We'll see.
Any idea who the woman to the right is?
That would be Sue.
That's Sue. The one in the back holding the things is supposed to. It looks like
to the right of him.
Oh, it's behind the person kneeling.
Yes.
Sue standing up next to him.
If it's similar to the comics, my guess would be it's unclear, but my guess would be that is Sue, and the little boy standing in front of her would be
she's a bride, though.
That's what I'm saying. Doom Doom make Sue his bride.
We'll get into how this could all go down in a second, but like then you look at this here. I mean, it looks like Chris Pratt is going to be back. I love that third shot on the bottom is my favorite, with Doom just looking menacing as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like that Pratt and Wong are with the Young Avengers on the bottom there. You got the new Black Panther. And then you've got Hulk and his son, which they thought they were going to bury, but I guess they're not going to bury him. They're going to bring him back finally. And then that's a pretty great shot.
And She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk might actually show up. I think Tatiana Maslany is great. I just hope they don't do anything similar to what the show was. But nonetheless, those are the leaks. Roxy, I mean, you saw those pictures. I mean, you gotta be pretty excited with the imagery alone, right? And do you think they're real?
Yes to the real. I don't know if this gets me any more excited than I was. I think that they look cool. But no, I don't. I guess I don't have really strong. I thought that we were going to get some serious leaks just now, and maybe to some people this is a serious leak. People who know more about the comics, but to me, I'm just like, all right, that looks cool.
Yeah, I think it just shows like more or less of what they're aiming for, and DJ, you know better than I do. But when I was talking to I forget who it was, but somebody who's more knowledgeable on this stuff than me, when it comes to what Doom is he's able to kind of distort and make his own reality, right? That's ultimately what they're doing in this.
Yeah. So there's two distinct. Actually, I think there's a third one, but the two for this conversation, there's two that matters. Runs of Secret Wars. One in the 80s was basically, what if all the good guys fought all the bad guys? And at the time, that was really cool. That's where Spider-Man got his black costume and all that. The one that this appears to be pulling from more directly was the more recent one, written by Jonathan Hickman. I want to say the artist was Asad Ribic, but I don't have it in front of me and I don't remember. And yeah, he basically he becomes in charge of the entire multiverse collapse into one place called Battleworld that he basically functionally has entire control over reality. And so it'll be interesting to see. The medieval part is interesting because that appears to be more directly tied to a different Doom comic. The name escapes me, but I want to say it's when Doom and Iron Man ended up going back into the Middle Ages. I think it has to do with Arthurian legend. I did not read that comic. I'm just aware of its existence. And so I'm wondering if that
Are you even a real comic book fan?
I know people are going to rip me to shreds in the comments. But so maybe that is an aspect of it. It's interesting you saying it's probably more for Secret Wars than Doomsday. I'll tell you one thing I like about it, as somebody who is let's be generous and say I'm on the fence about RDJ's casting as Dr. Doom. Right. The fact that we don't see his face.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's cool. that's because Dr. Doom, he really shouldn't be seeing a lot of his face. So that makes me feel good about that. And like Roxy, I see She-Hulk. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, we loved that.
Yeah, we're fans of She-Hulks over in this house, and by this house I mean specifically the one I'm in right now.
Fair. I'm a fan of Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. The show itself. If I never saw it ever again, I'd be okay.
Wow, I cannot.
It's. I mean, again, I respect your opinion, but my opinion is that it was the first 2 episodes fun. The rest of it was pretty terrible.
To you.
And I'll tell you that this makes a lot of sense to me that they are pushing this, that this is indeed Secret Wars and not Doomsday because of what the article said. You got to build a little bit to get to this, because the question is like, okay, you're going from, we have right now Captain America, which sets up the X-Men more than anything else, and then some silly post-credit scene that kind of tells you, oh, craziness is happening now. You're like, oh, okay. And then Thunderbolts, which doesn't seem like it's going to set up too much. Maybe it does, but it seems like it's more like a Marvel's Suicide Squad, which I'm excited for and looking forward to seeing. But it's Fantastic Four that's really going to be the big lead-in to Doomsday.
Yeah.
And that movie is, the majority of it is about establishing the Fantastic Four as it should be and their story, and then leading into what's going to happen. So if you jumped right into this medieval thing right away and jumped into all this, I mean, that's going to be a lot for people to be like, what the hell is going on? You got to set it up. So I think it makes way more sense that it's for Doomsday. I mean, for Secret Wars, because you got to set up Doomsday, because if you, DJ, what you just said of how he distorts reality and how he does all that, you would assume that's what Doomsday is.
Yeah, well, and I heard somebody mention, and I think there's merit in this, that a lot of and this is pure speculation, this isn't based on anything, but a lot of what was Kang Dynasty was probably already prevised, and so there's a chance that they're like, boy, now it's just Doom. Every time there's a Kang, now it's Doom. Now there's multiple Dooms, and instead of Kangs, it's Dooms, which could be that. I do think they missed an opportunity to sitting on the Avengers movies until they did another big event, because you're right, like, we haven't seen anybody else interact with She-Hulk that wasn't on that show. We haven't seen, it's one of those, like, you could have done 2 other smaller, I know that's a dirty word in Hollywood, but it's 2 smaller, and by smaller I mean like Avengers 1 and 2 level movies, where it's like, hey, by the way, here's Shang-Chi and Sam Wilson. How do they interact? Let's figure that out before we jump into another big event movie.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, we haven't seen Shang-Chi in since the, his film, which was what, 2021?
Yes. I don't know why. Every time I ask people why have I thought it did well. I thought, why have we not got another Shang-Chi? Have we gotten a sequel to anything? Have we anything, Shang-Chi, Black Widow,
Guardians 3?
Well, but I mean, anything that was introduced post, has there been a sequel to it?
No, I think that's because they just haven't had a full narrative that they've known what it is and how it connects. So they're worried about doing that because they don't know how it connects. They don't even, until right now. I think they have a plan clearly with those images and everything too. I think they know where they're going to go, but I don't think that they knew where it was going to go. I think they were, and when they greenlit that movie, also they had said, all right, they were still riding the high of, we can throw any characters in there, like what we did with Guardians, and the movie did do well and it did fine, but then that end credit scene hasn't paid off. Nothing's paid off from that, and then they thought, well, yeah, if that did well, then Eternals will do well, and then Eternals did not do well. So I think that they just rethought all of their plans, and they need to try to go with something with things that are. And remember, they also got the rights back to Fantastic Four and everything too, and all the stuff that they got, they probably said, wait a minute. Let's take a break. Let's go with some all-stars, and we'll take a break. You'll see Shang-Chi again, and he'll show up in the Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of curious what Simu Liu's up to. Obviously, we saw him in Barbie, but it's like, I wonder what kind of contract they have him in right now, that I feel like he was on trajectory to be doing massive, massive stuff. And now I haven't really seen him in anything since, but I am looking at his IMDb, and
he's been in stuff. He was in Arthur the King, which nobody saw except me, and I really like that movie. He was just in a movie that came out this weekend with Woody Harrelson.
Arthur the King, 2024. Who is it?
I love
Mark Wahlberg movie.
Dog movie. I loved it. I really loved it.
Huh.
And I've seen it twice. I really like that movie a lot.
Is it about King Arthur?
No. It's about this dog. It's a true story about this dog that finds. I just talked about this with Steph the other day. Read the pitch.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't know and then asked you about it.
It has nothing to do with you. I just don't want the audience to sit through it again. It's basically this dog finds Mark Wahlberg and his friends as they're going through this kind of big race, and it's a true story. This homeless dog that kind of found them, and it's a very feel good story. So
we're gonna send you the Blu-ray. It's in the mail.
Yeah, we're gonna have the dog on the show.
About this stuff.
Yeah, the dog's gonna be on the show. Yeah, we don't want. Yeah, exactly. We'll repeat it because Steph got it first. That's right.
I talk to Steph about things all the time that I have to repeat and talk to you about.
Well, there's a little show called Whatevs. You ever hear it?
No.
You're on it right now.
Whatevs.
Yes, Roxy, you're also at 36 right now. You and DJ are at 36 questions right now, and Roka had 104.
Oh, good job, Roka.
What?
So what we do is at the end of it, we tally up DJ for the week, which hosts get the most questions from the audience.
Gotcha.
So and with a special guest here, you might do well. Roxy's
what tends to happen, DJ, is that
you win.
For some reason, more so than wanting me to win, the audience wants Roka to lose every week.
Right.
So whatever he does, they tend to push forward.
Yeah,
do that. Also, send questions about Danger Boy. That's a new well to mine.
You should should put that in as one of the questions that you're putting in today. Absolutely do that, because we're going to go through that all the questions after we cover all the stories. But before we do, I got to tell you, we had some great sponsors. VIIA is back, everybody. I'm so excited to have VIIA back. I love VIIA so very much. I'm going to tell you about some great ones now, and we'll be right back after the break. Why do I always feel like dancing when VIIA is part of the show? I love VIIA. I've been talking about VIIA with you guys, and I am just in love with VIIA, because you want to feel great, and you got to feel great with the right products. And for me, that's VIIA. We are very proud to have them sponsoring this episode. I have absolutely fall in love with them, and if you haven't tried them yet, you really are missing out. Whether you have to unwind, you're focusing, you're boosting your mood, VIIA is here to enhance your everyday and night. I'm all about that sleep. The sleep ones, sleep gummies. Oh my goodness. They are trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. VIIA is changing the game in natural wellness. I love them. You really do just have to unlock the power of nature with VIIA's organic and vegan hemp extracts. They're perfect for relaxation and rejuvenation. VIIA is the only lifestyle hemp brand. They use compounds found in hemp along with active plant extracts to create products, each with special effect in mind. Whether you want to get better sleep, that's what I'm saying, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get high, they got something for you. Their products range from 0 milligrams to 100 milligrams of THC, so these guys have you covered whether you're looking to microdose or enjoy more potent effects. They are the industry leader. They have over 500,000 customers served. It's made in the USA. It's farmed and crafted with care in the United States, and it's award-winning services experiencing the top-notch customer service. You got to check them out. If you're 21 and over, check out the link to VIIA in our description and use that code Kristian to receive 15% off, free shipping on orders over $100. And if you're new to VIIA, you get a free gift of your choice after your purchase. They're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Enhance your everyday with VIIA. NordVPN. It is a great VPN, and the one I've been telling you about. Why? Because if you're watching a sporting event, a TV show, a film which is not available in your region, you can switch over your virtual location to a country that is showing the event. You can protect your private data like bank details, passwords, or online identity. NordVPN can switch your virtual location, allowing you to save money by purchasing flights, hotels, subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price. NordVPN is the fastest VPN in the world. There's no buffering, there's no lagging while you're streaming, and it stops your ISP bandwidth throttling. One NordVPN account can be used on up to 10 devices. To get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/KHshow. Our link will give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box, so check it out, NordVPN. Let's talk about Stitch Fix. Now, I told you guys about them last week. I'm going to tell you about them again. Why? Because shopping, it's not the easiest. I found a much better way because Stitch Fix online personal styling has made it so much easier for me. I cannot stand shopping. I hate it. Even when I'm figuring out my sizes, stores, they just don't seem to have everything that I want in stock. And the crowds, you know me with people. I get annoyed fast. So who has the time to shop anyway? Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style. They understand your size. They understand your budget. That's the most important thing. They do all the shopping for you. Shopping and figuring out style, it can be overwhelming. So when it comes to getting dressed, it's hard for me to even figure out where to get started. And that's why I love having Stitch Fix, the stylist. It really knows what works. So I can get pieces to make me look great. And it's a confidence boost. I love it. My wife was like, look at you putting outfits together. And I didn't say anything except, yeah, I did it on my own. She knows, though. She knows everything. Anyway, no stores, no crowds, no stress. Just personalized looks that you will love. Stitch Fix makes it all very easy. You can make style easy. You can get started today. You got to go to stitchfix.com/KHS. Pretty easy. stitchfix.com/KHS. Thanks, Stitch Fix. I'm telling you, I've been giving you deals left and right, giving you deals. So make sure you go and you check out all of our wonderful sponsors. The links are in the description. You help out the show tremendously. Please, when you sign up, tell them that we sent you. I cannot emphasize how much it is important, and it helps out the show very much. All right, we're going to get into this Oscar stuff. There's an update for the Oscars. Roxy, I really agreed with your tweet about Demi Moore. I agreed that it was essentially the plot of The Substance.
Do you know how many times people have called me sexist because of that tweet? I'm super confused.
How the hell are you sexist?
I don't know. I think people don't know what words mean anymore. And then they fling around like buzzwords. And I'm like, yes, it is sexist of me, a woman, to wish that Demi won the Oscar. You are right.
Am I crazy? Am I the only one that thinks it's weird that The Substance was nominated at all?
Yeah, I think you're the only one who thinks
because it's good. I like The Substance. It's good, but there's also a dozen other movies like it on Shudder, and we're not nominating any of those campy, fun horror movies.
I didn't find it to be campy. I found it to be like unbelievably moving and impactful.
Oh, okay.
It like touched my soul. I loved that movie.
It's a good movie. This is not me complaining about the movie. Yeah. I just think these movies like this come out a lot and we don't nominate. And not that I'm saying it shouldn't. I think it's cool that it got nominated. It's just normally we don't.
Do you think it makes more sense that Demi was nominated than the movie was nominated?
I wonder if that's why it got so much Oscar buzz, because of Demi Moore's involvement. That made it kind of like, because with Oscars do love that. Like, wait, an objectively beautiful actress made herself less beautiful in a movie? Where's the award nomination? You know what I mean? That's a thing that we do. So maybe that is part. And again, this might come across to me like, The Substance. I really like The Substance. I just normally these types of movies aren't on the Oscars radar. So I think this is one of the, people are like, just a nomination is an achievement in and of itself. It's like, actually, I do kind of think that's true in this case.
Yeah, it definitely is an achievement. But
very well.
Don't know, DJ's favorite movie of the year was Anora. So congratulations,
I like Anora a lot.
Yeah. That's a big win for you.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah, so it was but I think directing and for Substance, I really liked The Substance. I just didn't love the ending, but I just thought the ending took away from how great the first two halves of that movie were.
It does go bonkers. Wait, Kristian, did you watch the Oscars?
Yeah, but the way that I did it was I forgot that it was even on.
You did.
I forgot what time it started.
Of course you did.
When I finally tuned into it, it was like an hour into it, so I wanted to go back and watch Conan's thing, and I did. And I watched Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande open, they were great.
Yeah.
I watched his opening; it was great. And then I watched the awards, and I watched Kieran Culkin's speech. Thought it was good. Once people start just doing the same old speeches that everybody does, fast forward right through them. Fast forward.
Like thanking every person, or
and just boring. Like Adrian Brody's speech he's still on stage right now, by the way. He's still on stage. That's how long that speech was. It was, and I actually did. No, I didn't watch all of it. I watched at least, what was it, 6 minutes long? I watched 3 minutes 20 seconds, whatever.
It did meander, but I feel very differently about Adrian Brody's speech than a big portion of these.
Yeah, I thought there were some things that he hit that were really good. I thought there were other things where he was just mumbling. But then there were Yeah, there was a few things like that. I did not hate the gum thing. I don't care about the gum thing.
The gum thing is so weird. I don't understand why people were so upset about the gum thing. At that point, we were just hating on them. And honestly, like, not to get political on this show, but I genuinely think people were upset about him talking about anti-Semitism, and they're finding any reason to hate this man, which was pissing me off. Even though I didn't really love this movie, and even though I didn't love this speech, everything that they picked apart about him, I'm like, he's the only one you guys are shredding. It's so weird.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant in The Brutalist.
He's really good.
I thought he should have won. He was. I mean, although I've been okay if Timothée Chalamet would have won for Bob Dylan, which
me too. He was great too.
He was great, but no. Look, I also really liked Anora. It was in my top 10. It was not my favorite movie of the year, but it was in my top 10. And I think that Sean Baker did a great job. But no, I didn't watch any of his speech. I watched a little bit. Fast forward. I get it.
Kristian, he gave 4 speeches.
I know. Fast forward. I get it. Independent film. It's the best. Fast forward. And then
well, that's such a bummer that you don't enjoy the speeches. So what's an ideal speech for you?
Kieran Culkin. I loved it.
Okay, so you want somebody to not mention they were in it all.
Who do you think had the best speech of the night, though?
Well, you just told me Kieran Culkin.
No.
Oh.
It was my favorite, but not the best. Zoe Saldana had the best. The best. Thanks her mom. Was excited about it. It was real, like the real emotion came from it. Love what she did with it. It was that to me was
the first Dominican woman.
Yeah, and that's everything that she did was just so it was emotional. I felt it. Great. Loved it a lot. So that was the stuff. And then I watched anything Conan. I watched the stuff that he did. But yeah, that was it. So, but it's hilarious though too because people get so touchy about the Oscars. My former team's champion, the great King Khan, came in. I haven't heard from this guy in 2 years. Came in to shred me and Roka yesterday. Talking about how crazy we were. That he's like, what did he say?
Former who? What?
Team's champion. Remember King Khan? You don't remember? He was champs. You don't even remember? Man,
his name is King.
Yeah, Jeffrey King Khan. You remember?
Roxy just be like, yeah.
I know I should, but I don't do that. So
he was tag partners with Griffin Newman, and then he you don't remember he used to wear the crown.
That's how you do it, Roxy. You're like, yeah.
Well, either way, he can't. I love. At least I thought that me and the King were tight. I loved the King, and then he was like, he goes, you can't say that Anora wasn't the best movie. When he didn't, it wasn't anything except like, hey, you guys are assholes. He didn't say that. But that's how it came across. I was like, hey man, I haven't heard from you in months. And then this is coming in hot.
He liked Anora or didn't like Anora?
Oh, he loved it, but it wasn't like, hey guys.
Google King Khan schmoes. I can't find this man.
Got it. All right.
Is this a joke? You were setting me up to say I knew who somebody is and he doesn't exist. No,
you're gonna be embarrassed.
I am embarrassed.
I'll send you a picture.
Well, listen,
embarrassed.
I'll help out here. I did not watch the Oscars.
Nice.
I just looked at who won. Great. And then my wife loves this stuff, but she was working that night, so she started watching it, and I was watching it with her. And I got about halfway through Conan's monologue, and I like Conan a lot. And I'm like, I'm good. This is fine. I don't need any more of this. Just let me know. Remind me who won.
You weren't alone, DJ, because. Just under 18.1 million tuned into ABC's telecast of the 97th Academy Awards on Sunday, a 7% decrease from the year before. That total, which comes from a combination of Nielsen's measurement of linear views on ABC Plus live streams on Hulu, indicates the ceremony's first viewership drop in 4 years. In 2021, the first ceremony after the beginning of COVID saw an all-time low of 10.4, but Hollywood's biggest night saw conservative growth for 3 years after that, hitting 16.6 million, 18.8 million in 2023, 19.5 in 2024. Still, 18.1 was enough to make the Oscars the most watched and primetime entertaining, meaning non-sports and non-news telecast of the 2024-25 TV season thus far. It also had the highest ratings among adults 18 to 49 this season, with 3.92, up 3% from last year. And when isolated to adults 18.34, it was the highest rated Oscars in 5 years, with a 3.17. It should also be noted that the Hulu live stream was interrupted by technical difficulties less than half an hour into the ceremony. Upward of 34,000 users reported problems accessing the streamer on Down Detector, including myself. At 5:48 p.m., almost 2 hours in, the X account for Hulu support posted the service had been restored for affected users, but issues were reported again towards the end of the ceremony, just before the announcement of the Best Picture winner. But because the telecast was scheduled to conclude 7:32 p.m. but ran long, some users lost access to the live stream early. It can be assumed that the overall viewership would have been at least significantly higher if not for these technical errors. This year's Oscars hosted by Conan, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So, I mean, look, overall, those numbers are pretty good when you, to be honest, they're, even though they're down from last year, they're still good numbers for.
They're massive numbers.
Yeah, they're massive numbers. They're big numbers. I just think they would be even more massive if the majority of the actual public really knew the movies that were being nominated and cared.
Yeah, I don't know if that so much is the issue, other than like it's weird. Just to go back to my substance take, it's weird that we televise the Oscars to be. Who cares about Hollywood giving itself trophies? Like why?
I care.
Part of the average. I know Roxy cares. Like people that are in the industry care, and I imagine if I were to guess, that I would imagine these were a bigger deal back in the day because we didn't have 24/7 access to celebrities on social media.
Yeah, I made that point yesterday for sure. I agree.
Yeah. This was our opportunity to see them outside of the movie, see them as people, and now we can see them in quote unquote less curated environment. And so it's weird. Like I guess we do. Like, I guess people do tune into, there's, I was going to say sports trophies. I mean, other than like winning the competition, but you know what I mean? Like we don't see, I don't know. It's just a weird, I think it's just a weird instinct to watch an industry give itself awards.
Well,
the fact that in and of itself would be considered entertainment is weird to me.
I don't disagree with you. I agree with most of that. I agree with, I literally said, I totally agree with your point because I made the same point yesterday where that it's like we had this access back in the day where you're like, that was the time you saw celebrities was when they're getting these awards. But the reason why I did say how I started that sentence in the beginning was because there are a lot of movies that you knew that the public knew, like even the independent films that like whether it was Pulp Fiction or whatever it was, people were aware of these movies. If you have something to root for and you're aware of the films themselves, you have more investment in it. And if it's a movie that you like, as opposed to, I don't like, I had the example I gave was yesterday, a friend of mine, I was joking with him. I knew he didn't watch the Oscars. I said, did you watch the Oscars this weekend? He's like, nah. And I said, let me ask you a question. Are these movies, what have you heard of? I said, you ever heard of Wicked? He's like, yeah, of course. Did you ever hear Dune? He's like, yeah, of course. I go, how about Anora? He's like, what's that? I don't know what that is. And I said, well, The Brutalist. He's never heard of it. So, and he's tuned in. He's not clueless. He's just, it's not there. I think what it is, and people keep, and I'm going to try to emphasize this one more time because people are not understanding what I'm saying. They're like, oh, you just want everything to be mainstream. You want it to be popular. You want everything to be popular. The popular movies, and I don't want the MTV Movie Awards. My point with Pulp Fiction was people knew about that movie. It was, people were made aware of it. The audience is not made aware of these movies because they're harder to find. Even though they're easier to access, but harder to find, if that makes sense.
And there's 20 times the amount of movies now that there were then.
I know. You're right.
So I'm in disagreement with you, Kristian. You and I have talked a lot about that, about people wanting to watch these if they know the movies, and if they don't, they're not as interested. But for me, if you're getting 19 million viewers, and by the way, they reported that, like you said in the article, the ABC numbers, it doesn't even include a lot of the Hulu streaming. So very likely they knocked this out of the frickin' park. But for me, I love fashion. I love listening to the speeches. Yeah. I always go into the Oscars like it is a sport. So I try to watch everything, which is so fun. Movies that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. Like I watched Conclave the night before. Otherwise, I never would have seen Conclave. I actually really liked that movie. I was like, oh, this is a good movie. So I feel like every aspect of these, I love watching stand-up comedians. So it was really fun to see Conan do his thing. Yeah. I like watching the different pairings of celebrities that we don't get to usually see, like Miley Cyrus and Miles Teller. I was like, I want to see the two of them do something. That would be so much fun. I love the music, like watching Cynthia and Ariana, but not just them. There were so many great musical performances. I love, like, it, for me, people are like 3.5 hours. It's so long. I could watch 8 hours of this. I love watching entertainment. I think it's a fun live show. And there's not one part of it that's boring. There's not one part I'm like, we should eliminate that. I love watching the previous winners like speak about the ones that are nominated in a category. I loved that. I thought it was so cute. Like even Bowen Yang dressing up in his Wicked costume. They do their little bits. It's so fun for me. I love every minute of the Oscars.
You know why, Rox? And I think that you're invested, right? And I think that they need more invested viewers, and they need more people who are real, because what you just said and the way that you described that is, I feel, the way that they used to, like the majority of people, like 20, 30 years ago, that's how people really locked into the Oscars. They need their audience to be more like you. They need to, and there's a way to do that. I don't know what that way is, but
it's not your job to know that. You know, you're allowed to poke holes in something that you don't have the solution for. But
they need you. They need people like you. They really do. They need that audience to be like, not me. The DJ and I were both like, okay, whatever. And it's like you want it to be an event again. And as you said earlier, it's less an event now because there's just so many movies. There's so much to watch. There's so many different things now. That was the other point, DJ, too, is the fact that back in the day, you really didn't have many choices of what to watch that night.
Yeah,
you had like, there's
Sunday night, especially, like, what are you tuning in
Sunday
for?
Night, you don't have a DVR, you don't have any or streaming, you don't have any of these things. You don't have these things. It's like, okay, what do you? Well, there's this on channel 2, there's this on channel 5, there's this on 4, there's this on 7. What
the
do we
Oscars will be done before The Sopranos is on, and so we'll be.
What do we watch?
Yeah.
What do we watch? And then it's like, so, and then that's why the ratings were, to be fair to the show, that's why the ratings were so massive, because there wasn't a lot of other things to watch.
Yeah.
Even if the show became something where I was like, you know what, I changed my tune, I want to watch it every year, it's still, it's going to be tough because there's just so much to watch.
Yeah. And it makes sense to me that obviously Roxy's invested, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that may not even, be in the industry or whatever. They're obsessed with the same things. They're obsessed. It's weird to me to expect more than 19 million of those people. Like, that feels like unrealistic to me.
Well, there's like a weird thing during it. I don't know if either of you guys caught it, but Conan was like, there's billions of people watching this right now. And he said it dead serious. And I was like, what?
No.
Like, or is this? And he was like, because of the people all around the world. And I was like, does this do gangbusters internationally? I mean, obviously I don't think billions, but how is this doing internationally? Does anybody know how the Oscars
No, I don't know. I'm not sure, but you sell it, big numbers.
But maybe there are people that like of course I love this because of all the things I just listed. No crap, I love this. It works for me on every level, and I am in the industry. But I almost think, Kristian, when you say they need more people like me, it's like they need more people like me who aren't in the industry that are invested in all those things.
That's right.
Too.
They
So
need to convert people. They need to convert people to turn into people like you.
Yeah.
To Kristian's other point, I think a little bit more investment in mid-tier movies that, because I was talking on another show recently. Rosemary's Baby, I think was like a huge hit when it came out, and it was made for, like, I can't remember the numbers, but it was something like made for 3 million and it made 8 million. It was like, that was a big hit at the time. You know what I mean? Right. And now we live in an age where it's like, well, if you don't make $1 billion, you shouldn't have even bothered making the movie. And it's like, if you invest more in mid-budget films and getting those people interested in those movies, then maybe so you would watch them and maybe they'd care about the Oscars. Maybe
that's what it is for me. It's more like which I don't know what I have to do in order to get this point across to people, because they're just not getting it. It has nothing to do, like, all the movies like Anora and these other things. Yes, I think Anora was great and it absolutely should have been nominated. There are certain things I think it should have won for. There's certain things I don't think it should have won for. But either way, but my point of it is that there are, if it's going to be best picture winners and best pictures and all these, they should be aware to the general public. I had somebody silly.
What are examples, Kristian, of movies this year that you feel like maybe could have been nominated that weren't, to talk about what you're talking about? Or in the last several years, doesn't have to be this year. It's just like types of movies that
I have to go through it. It's hard for me. It's like one of those questions.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, I know,
I think I can come up with an example that it's not necessarily a movie that I think should have been nominated, but it is an example of a type of movie that used to do really well and now it's just dumped to streaming. Last year, one of my favorite movies was Rebel Ridge. And the reason I sought it out is it was directed by a director I love, Jeremy Saulnier, who did Green Room and Blue Ruin. And he came out with a new movie. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known it existed. And it would have been, it's the type of action movie, you know, it's like a throwback to First Blood and stuff like that. And there's a type of action movie that used to be back in the day. You'd put it in the theater, it would do really well. Aaron Pierre, the lead star, granted, he's on the New Lantern show, but he would have been a huge breakout hit. And now it's just like, hopefully your Netflix algorithm puts it in front of you. Otherwise, you might not even know it ever existed.
Right.
So it's that sort of thing that, like, I don't know if it would have gotten nominated for an Oscar. I would have put it up for a couple, but it's the type of mid-tier, a little bit more prestigious, crowd-pleasing movie that now, like, is just part of the noise.
Right. Well, I got an assist from the chat here, Roxy. I think a movie that I was it was shut out, and that was Nosferatu. Nosferatu was brilliant filmmaking. It was, I mean, to me, and this is where the king started yelling at me about it. I don't think Sean Becker was the best director of the year. I don't think he was the best. That's what this whole conversation we had yesterday. Like, who was the best? I don't think he was the best. I think Denis Villeneuve had a better movie as far as directing goes. I think that John M. Chu had a better directing. I think Robert Eggers did a better job directing than Sean Baker did. I thought Sean Baker did amazing work. I mean, he wrote, edited. I mean, it was an extreme accomplishment of what he did with Anora. Do I think he was the best director? No, I don't.
I think that the two best directors of the year were not nominated, which is Denis and John.
Yes. And
neither of them were nominated, and that was absolutely insane.
Crazy.
I mean, like, truly insane. To not nominate John, crazy. To not nominate Denis, who should have won that award this year, I thought was just, like, so egregious and strange. But this all goes back to something that we haven't spoken about today, but I'm sure you've been speaking about on your show all week. The Academy coming out and being like, yeah, we don't watch all the movies. We vote, and we just don't be watching things. Dune was really long, and, like, we didn't love the first one, so we just didn't watch it.
I think the system's broken. But either way, we spent so much time.
Thankfully, only this system's broken, so this is the only one we got to fix.
Just that one. That's it. Okay.
Did you guys like Conan?
I did. Yeah, I thought he was great.
Sorry,
you didn't watch. Sorry, no. Conan. I asked if you like Conan, but you didn't watch. So.
Listen, I like Conan generally, so I support Conan.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I met
Conan.
I met him in an elevator once, and he's one of the few people that approaches me in height, and it threw me off for a second.
Well, I'll tell you. So you guys mentioned it, so I'll bring it up. Daredevil Star was talking about the She-Hulk reaction. Daredevil, of course, drops today. I'll have 2 of my reactions up today.
What time?
The episodes, I think they drop at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m.
Oh, I watched the first 2 ones. I can't wait to tell people about it.
Me too. Well, I give you initial reaction. You can give initial reaction. You can't do, but embargo for a review. Marvel Studios' She-Hulk, attorney at law, proved one of the most contentious of all their shows. The meta comedy tone and smaller stakes causing some fans to bristle at the show's approach to their beloved MCU. One episode that surprisingly divided people saw Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock / Daredevil appearing and teaming up with Tatiana Maslany's Jennifer Walters. Like those old 1990s TV crossovers, this saw an often dead serious character participating in something with a much lighter and jokier tone than his own show. Helping that along was the switch from the darker confines of New York's Hell's Kitchen to the summer climes of Los Angeles. Once there, a hero teamed up following along with some bedroom fun that saw Matt doing the walk of shame the next day. Though the appearance was in line with the early comic appearances of Daredevil's character, it was a departure from the Netflix show, and some fans got upset about that and the implications of the character's future in the MCU. Talking to IGN this week to promote Born Again, Charlie Cox reflected on the reaction to his appearance in the show. He said, I think it's a case of whatever was going on with Matt in that period of time. He was able to leave that in JFK when he got on the plane. What happens in LA stays in LA. It's funny how many opinions I've heard about this little moment in She-Hulk. There's the Walk of Shame, which was a last-minute idea where they set up a big screen and just have you walk across to carrying shoes. And a lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people love it. Cox says the tonal adjustment felt fine for him, as playing the character like he did on the Netflix show wouldn't have worked. He said if you take the Matt Murdock from our show and you put him in She-Hulk as is, he's probably overly serious and becomes the butt of all jokes. So he's got to adapt to the tone. And there's a precedent within the comics. There are many runs of the comics where there's a lot of levity, there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek, a lot of fun. It's an opportunity. It's a whole different kind of fun with that. And maybe at some point we'll get to see the favor returned. Listen, I'll tell you that I think that one of the things to me that people aren't talking about with this quote and everything, you got to remember that they were testing the waters to see if the fans were going to enjoy that type of Daredevil, because that's what those 18 episodes that they were going to do was going to be more of that Daredevil than what we're getting now. They went back, they reshaped it. They're doing what they're doing now. And so they were testing and going, look, what do you think of this? I thought he was good in the show. I mean, I didn't mind. People lost their minds because they changed the tone of it. And I agree with what Charlie Cox is saying here. You can't put that Daredevil in that show. It doesn't work. But I don't think I thought Kingpin was way goofier in Hawkeye than he was in this.
Yeah, they did some weird stuff with like where he's like knocking arrows out of his chest. I'm like, this Kingpin. Yeah. Excuse me, how strong is Kingpin?
Yeah,
talk about how there's precedent in the comics for this, but I think there's precedent in life for this. Mm-hmm. When I am in work mode or when I am constantly having to save lives, I'm a little more serious than when I'm popping over with my friends who are a lot more fun and single and are out on the town doing their thing. Like, sure. You're allowed to have kind of different versions of yourself. It's still the same him. It wasn't like this would never be Matt. It just felt like he was in a little bit of it with different people in a different place.
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember when the Netflix shows were coming out, there was a lot of talk of like, well, this couldn't possibly be in the same MCU as the Avengers movies because the tone's so different. And it's like, well, comics like Brian Bendis's Daredevil's comic is coming out around the same time as other fun, more goofier stuff. Like that's different. It's one of the things I love about what James Gunn's saying with the DCU. We'll see if it pays off. But when they did the first image for Lanterns, he's like, I love that this show feels so different than my Superman movie, but it is still part of the same world. And it's like, yeah, they should. We all exist in our own little, every person is what I think they say in Daredevil season 1, every person is their own universe or whatever. We all exist in our own little lives. Our lives are very different. So somebody, somebody that's a Catholic priest is living a drastically different life than a CEO in San Francisco. That's just their experiences are different. So the tones of their lives are different. Like Roxy's saying, and within an individual, we behave differently around different groups of friends. And also it's TV, man. It's a show. Calm down. It's a show.
Yeah. And the point is that especially once you get the Daredevil Born Again, people are going to forget about that scene very fast because the tone, if they had a problem with it, because the tone of Daredevil Born Again is what can say, Roxy, it's right on par with what they did in the Netflix series.
Totally.
It opens up and it lets you know, and they did this on purpose, as they should have. I'm not spoiling anything for anybody. It opens up and it goes, oh, you guys want to know if we're going to do the same kind of feel for Netflix? How about this? And then you go, oh, okay. Well, this is exactly. It tells you everything you need to know about that show like that.
How many episodes have you seen, Kristian?
I've seen 2, and that was one of the reasons that I almost didn't do the show today because it expires tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them.
I also have seen 2, and I'm obsessed with episode 2. I hear everybody talking about episode 1. I was obsessed with episode 2. I completely agree with you that you know immediately where we are and like what we're doing, but I thought that episode 2 was like mwah.
It was fantastic, and there's only so much we can say because we don't want to spoil things. But anyway, so that comes out today. There's
17.
I saw it. Did you see it last night?
Yes.
So
DJ didn't go see it because DJ's being a good daddy.
Got a baby. I haven't seen I'm going to have to wait until the first 2 episodes of Daredevil drop like a normal person. I haven't seen Mickey 17 yet.
So I did a out of the theater reaction to it, and I did my review to it, but I haven't posted yet. But essentially what I said about it was the strangest review I've ever given because I love
Bong Joon-ho.
I love Bong Joon-ho. I think he's great director. He does a brilliant job directing this movie. The directing is great. The music is great. The sound is great. The performances are fantastic. And I was watching this movie and I'm like, okay, so it's essentially kind of like very Moon-ish, at least in the trailer, like a little smaller movie here. Yeah. And the movie goes in a direction, because this doesn't spoil anything for anybody. When you look at the trailer, it essentially is, here's this guy, he dies, he keeps coming back, and then one of his versions doesn't die, and he's got to be, and now he's got to kind of coexist. So like, okay, well, what's that movie? And that's what
happens to be Robert Pattinson.
Right. And then and then that's what I thought the movie was. And then the direction where they make a right turn, they go, well, the movie's actually going to really be about this. And it gets so chaotic and crazy towards the second half. I went, I don't love that choice. Now, that is going to be the difference of whether people really enjoy this movie or not. Because if you like that choice and you like the batshit craziness of it, where it goes, I think you're really going to enjoy this movie. And
Did you give it a fresh?
I did, because that was because my point of it was I gave it a 3.6. And the only reason I went, well, first of all, only reason I went that low is because in my head of where I was hoping, because there are times that people go, oh, you can't judge it based on what you wanted. I was like, look, there are times when there's things that I wanted, and I look and I go, well, that's not where I thought it was going to go, and it goes that way. And I go, that's amazing. I was like, that was great. This
also,
movie,
what do people mean you can't judge something based on what you want? Aren't you?
People say that all the time. But anyway, the point is, like, when watching this and saying, oh, you know what? They went that way, and it's like, I'm not as interested in it, in this particular story. But I also said, I kept thinking about the movie after I left and this morning, and I said I could wind up one day giving this 4 out of 5, or I could wind up giving it 3 out of 5 and watch it again. So it's like, I think people are going to either really like this movie a lot and completely disagree with me and say, look, I really like that right-hand turn. If you like the right-hand turn, you're going to really enjoy this movie. If you don't like the right-hand turn, then you're going to go so Christy Lemire was another. She's like, that's exactly what I thought. They just got too messy, too crazy at the end, and I couldn't enjoy it. But Roxy, I feel like you like the right-hand turn.
It's not even that I liked or didn't like it. It's that I loved the world so much I couldn't have cared less which angle we were exploring. Okay. Like, I loved everything that they were doing, and like you, I kind of thought we were going one way, and we didn't go that way. We go a different way, and I was just like, I don't care. Like, this is all so interesting to me. He did such a funny and bizarro job, but in my screening, I felt like I was the only one laughing. And like, make no mistake, this is a comedy.
There were some laughs. Yeah, there were some big laughs.
It was a full comedy.
There were some laughs. There were some big laughs on my screening last night.
Yeah, it was bonkers. This movie was bonkers. I like both Snowpiercer and Parasite better than I like this movie.
Did he do Snowpiercer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't realize he did. I like that one too.
Snowpiercer is my favorite of his movies.
Oh wow, I forgot.
I haven't seen the host. Yeah, I prefer Snowpiercer to Parasite.
I like Parasite.
It's just wild to me.
I know it's wild. Most people don't. Which makes sense. Yeah. I just loved Snowpiercer. Also, I was like a lot younger when I watched Snowpiercer and was like, it's so cool what film can do, you know? Like, totally. Like, different time in life, different kind of nostalgia. But I loved Snowpiercer.
Yeah. I think people are going to dig this one. I mean, like I said, especially
it's an 89% of Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, and look, and as I said when I came out of the theater, I said I didn't love it the way I wanted to. I still am part of that 89%.
How unbelievable is Naomi Ackie?
She's really good. I wish this has nothing to do with her. I wish she didn't have to drop the F-bomb as much as she did. It's such a nitpicky, but it was the writing that drove me. There was sometimes her points were so I
didn't even realize she swore.
A few times, and it was like she was in the middle of this great point, and then she started and she's like Mark Ruffalo and that was the other thing. Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette are like very Fifth Element cartoon characters. And you're gonna love that, or you're gonna hate it.
It kind of reminded me of Poor Things a little bit. Yeah. I feel like Mark Ruffalo, very much on purpose, and other people might not feel this way, was doing an Elon Musk impression for the first half of the movie, and then a Donald Trump impression for the second half of the movie with his voice. Literally, he like is imitating their voice.
The second part of the movie, I definitely felt him trying to do
a Trump.
I got to be honest. I wish he wouldn't have. I wish he would have just made this character.
Yeah, some people might wish that, but it's definitely apparent that was an active choice that he was making. And 100%. I was like, wow. Like if you close your eyes, I was like, wow, he's really like he could be on SNL right now.
Yeah, I think I think that's where it was like, I'm like,
that bothered you.
I'm like, I'm just not bothered me as far as
at one point we see.
It was like you said, it was like a Saturday Night Live thing, and I'm like, grr. But Robert Pattinson, by the way, is really brilliant in it, and I think that's what I said was the problem. It's not him. I don't really like Mickey. I don't really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Either.
No, I don't really like him. I think he's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't really like him. But it's not for.
I loved Mickey.
I found him annoying. I think that was it. I found him annoying. Yeah,
I love Mickey.
But I thought he was brilliant in the role. I think he's a brilliant actor. He's brilliant. Anyway, so that's what we got there. with that movie. I'm going to have a non-spoiler on that one. But before we're going to get some questions. We got some TV picks from Roxy. Roxy, we got some TV. What do you got for us today? You ready to break into your TV stuff?
Yeah. Do you need me to pull things up?
No, I got it.
Okay, here we go. Oh man, I'm loving Yellowjackets this season. I'm hearing some people are not preferring this to previous seasons, but I think it's really interesting. For those of you guys who are watching, there's a trial going on, and it was so alarming and concerning, and I just was wildly invested. You don't know which direction it's going to go. There's very few characters whose you don't know whether they survive or not right now, but there are some, and that still makes it very interesting to me. Loving this season.
Okay, so that is Yellowjackets, the next one, and this is
1923 Returned. I haven't been able to talk to you guys about it yet. It's, I think, as strong as the first season. Are you watching this, Kristian?
I've seen episode 1.
Yeah, it's really
How's
good.
episode 2?
I think very good. The ending I have questions about, but yeah, I think very good.
Brendan Skanar should be the next Batman.
Wait, I literally have had you and I both. I mean, we ride for him so hard.
He should be the next Batman.
To me, he is the best.
That scene, as I said in episode 1 of season 2, there's all I'll say is something is happening to someone on a boat, and he interjects. Do you see it also, DJ?
I watched season 1. I haven't caught up on season 2. My big question is, has he made it to the ranch yet? We spent so much time.
I don't want to say anything.
All right.
So there's
Kristian just said that he's on a boat.
Oh my God, he's still not at the ranch.
There's a scene in episode 1 where you're like, okay, yeah, this guy should absolutely be Batman. You could see him. You know what scene obviously I'm talking about, Roxy.
Obviously.
Right. So it is he's great. All right, sorry, next one.
He is so good. He is like right when Glenn Powell was popping onto the scene, or Miles Teller, like he is the next big thing 100%. There's no question.
All right, next one after that.
Ooh, man, the Gabby Petito docuseries was so effing hard to get through. This was 3 episodes. I think I watched it on Netflix. It was the #1 trending show there for a while, and I understand why. There's just still so many questions around her murder. And I feel like a lot of the Netflix murder docs that I watch, or true crime docs, they take place so long ago. This one is just so recent, and because of the way things end, there will never be answers, and that sucks. And watching her family go through this, and then watching his family, and like the letter that they wrote to him, that's like, if you did do this, we would help you. We will put a razor into a cake and send it to prison so you can get out. Like, just there's so many horrific things. And I believe that his family is at fault for a lot of stuff and should probably be heavily investigated. But this was so hard to watch. I felt like they really tried to make a powerful message with this movie, though, about all of the people that are missing currently. There's just so many thousands of women, especially Black and brown women, and they do a really good job of highlighting what little coverage they're getting. So they did a great job. Yeah.
Okay.
Reachers, so good. It's weird because I watched Night Agent like the week before I was watching Reacher, and
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Tom Hiddleston show. They're very similar. And so part of me started getting a little confused about the plot. And I was just like, wait a second, didn't we just? And then I was like, oh, no, that was literally a different show that I was watching. But Reacher's so good. Talk about people who should be superheroes. Alan is just like ripe for being any kind of, he looks like the Hulk in this picture.
He's too big for Batman. He's too big for Batman.
I do love how they try to play it in the show where it's like, this massive man is also a really smart detective guy. And it's like, no, that's too many things.
Yes, you have too many things going on. I love this show, though. It also feels really nice when I am watching so many dark shows and whatever. This show's just fun. I just enjoy watching it.
All right, last one.
Yeah.
White Lotus, man, season 3 coming off strong. I don't think that Mike White misses. I am so intrigued by these characters. They did a really smart thing with their technology this week that I am really looking forward to seeing what kind of happens there. But this is another excellent season, another great cast. And being in Thailand has been fun.
Okay. So good. Go and watch some of these shows that Roxy is recommending.
You didn't put Severance on there, but it's
no,
okay.
I
I think we have some people in the super chats who asked about Severance
Okay,
stuff.
we'll get to it.
I promise that Severance is on my list every week until it's not on.
You did, and I missed last week's episode too.
Whoa.
I know. Make sure you check out Roxy's picks. Make sure you do that.
I talk about it extensively every week with DJ. You guys know we do a show, Only Stupid Answers, and we always talk about Severance for a vast majority of the episode because we're both extremely invested. So
we'll get to those when they ask when there's some questions that are going to be asked. So we'll get to those in just a minute. And we're going to do that in just a second. But before we do one more break here, and I have some more sponsors I'm going to tell you about that you're going to love. And I'm excited. I just saw somebody say they just got one of the sponsors during the last break. So thank you for that. Check it out, everybody. Here is break. We'll be right back. KIKOFF to me is super exciting in general because of what I'm doing in my life. I'm looking to I moved to New York for a reason, changing, and I wanted to get out of LA. Some people are like, oh, it was more expensive in New York. No, not where I live. And I needed to do some stuff and prove for my family. So time passes, and it passes kind of fast. So for me, it's like, I remember meeting John in college. That was 20 years ago, something like that. It just flies by. And no matter how fast time flies by, it's never too late to make progress. If you're saving for a big purchase, whether it's a home, whether it's a car, and you got to build your credit fast, KIKOFF can help that. They are the #1 credit building app in the App Store, and plans start at just $5 a month. There's no credit check. There's no hidden fees. There's no interest. So for me, it was a matter of just building up that credit, making sure that, when you want to try to get a loan for a house, man, that's what you got to do. So that's what I'm telling you. For the credit goals for me, I want to make sure that I have good credit, paying off everything. And I found them because they're like, hey, this is something you'd be interested in. And I was like, yes, it is. What's so great is if your credit's under 600, you could jump 28 points in like your first month. It's a smart, legit credit hack with no catch. There's no credit check. There's no hidden fees. There's no interest. It's simple. You just make a one-time payment. The credit bureau sees the good behavior, and then your credit grows fast. You can start building credit immediately for only $1 first month. It's affordable. Well, autopay, you never have to worry about missing a payment. You can just build credit in your sleep. Sign up in minutes from your phone. No credit check. Cancel anytime. KIKOFF is the #1 credit building app out there. You build credit fast. You get your first month for just $1 at GetKIKOFF, KIKOFF.com/Kristian today. I've really been making fitness a priority lately, and I want to make sure that my nutrition is part of that. So I've been getting Factor, man. And Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating pretty easy. They're dietitian approved, and they're ready to heat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel up right then and there. No matter what life throws at you. The great thing about Factor, it arrives fresh and it's fully prepared. It's perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. I can tell you it's been an absolute lifestyle changer for me. It's got over 40 options across 8 dietary performances on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. You can reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. So you want to eat smart with Factor. You get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use the code Factor Podcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That is code Factor Podcast at factormeals.com/Factor Podcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factor. If the slots are spinning, you could be winning. You got to head on over to DraftKings Casino. You got to play the classics you know and you love, or try something new with DraftKings exclusive games. Plus, new players that give DraftKings Casino a spin can earn anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000 in casino credits. You just got to sign up and use the code HarloffXX and wager at least $100 on slots or table games to receive up to $1,000 in casino credits. Only on DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Minimum $100 in wagers required for reward. Play and earn rewards for up to 7 days. Varies by tier reach. Slots and table games only. Non-withdrawable casino credits expire in 168 hours. Wager $70,000 for maximum reward. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. I told you, I'm giving you deals. And as I said, I already see people signing up. When you sign up to any of these, you got to tell them that we sent you. I promise you, it helps out the show more than you can know. All right, Roxy, this is old hat for you. Getting into these questions now. Let's see if you can do it with DJ. Win the week with DJ, your partner in crime. Only stupid answers. Can you do it? Well, you're at 100 already, so you're going to beat Roka today, obviously. Now the question is, can you hold for? Now I'm not going to be here on Friday, so the Capes and Cal's crew is going to do it on their own. Wonder if they can do it on their own. We'll see. All right, Robert. Roxy, I loved your dress from SAG. It looks so sexy. People love that.
Thank you. Well, not the worst dress list I got on, but
did I tell you how mad Sam was at that?
oh, I love her.
Sam was.
So you want to know what? Boys not be liking it. Like Mikey didn't like it. My brother didn't like the dress. And anytime anybody's like, I didn't like the dress, I'm like, I didn't make it.
Right. We wore it.
It's not a movie I made and like, you know, I like the dress, so I picked it out, but it doesn't offend me if you didn't like the dress. I didn't sew it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
Speaking of Robert, did y'all see Andrew Guy at Matlock? I did. He was talking. Andrew's gonna be on the show tomorrow to talk about it. It made me think of all the great times you used him on Schmodown. How'd you find him? Now this, I can definitely say, was DJ Wooldridge. No, was Roxy introduced me to. She because Ben used to come to the. I
also introduced you to.
Yeah, 100%. And he used to go to the matches a lot, and then he wanted to be on. I remember the first time he pitched himself, and I gave him a question. He bombed bad, and I was like, "Wait, no." And then
Star Wars thing, wasn't it?
Something like that. And him and Andrew.
I remember the one thing you ever asked me when I was like, "No, I never want to do the show," and you were like, "Let's see," like not knowing me at the time, you were like, who directed Good Will Hunting? And I was like, Gus Van Sant. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's the one question you could have possibly asked me that I knew the answer to. And you were like, oh my God. And I was like, no, literally, that's the one question I know the answer to. Wow. It was something about the planets, like Sky Planet or something, Cloud Planet for Ben. I was there, I remember.
It doesn't matter. The thing is, like, eventually he introduced me to Andrew because him and Andrew did a show together and they were friends. And then I just did one kind of conversation with them and realized I could make them bad guys, and they did it and they nailed it. And then the more I saw Andrew, I was like, oh, he's just a really great performer. Like and I always tell this story, and I'll tell it with him again tomorrow. He's just he's a professional, and where there is a moment that we have in the Schmodown, and it's looked upon as probably the best, like, kind of wrestling moment that we had, was the reveal of the 4 Horsemen, right? Like at a live event, 5 Horsemen, and the entire crowd went crazy. And Andrew was responsible for setting that up. Andrew had to get the audience so worked up and mad, and he had to do it in this way to eventually set up these beats that we mapped out. And the problem with the Schmodown was that emotions can get in the way with beats of stories because the game was real. So if somebody got upset with something or anything to it, like Mike Kalinowski was an example of that. When he lost the Smets, there was supposed to be this big thing, and he stormed off the set, and I had to go find him in the middle of the live event. We talked about it many times. So Andrew and Ben had this moment happen to them in the Shire Rules thing, and Andrew was pissed. Andrew and I, after the match, were yelling at each other, like yelling at one another. We're like screaming at one another, and he delivered everything he was supposed to do. Didn't go off script, didn't do it, and he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. He was. I still think he was the best actor in all of Schmodown for sure.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really good. When we were in Always Lola, you texted me afterwards and you said Andrew was very good. I know. He is really good. He's a beast. He's a close friend of mine. When he booked Matlock, we had an Always Lola reunion. We try to meet up every couple of months.
Yeah.
And I made him tell me about where he parked, about Crafty. Like I wanted to hear everything because this is such a big break for him.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for him. He so deserves this. He is one of the most talented people I've ever worked with. And he is, I also tell him all the time, he doesn't know, he's gorgeous too. He's got like such a unique, amazing look. I think he's going to be a mega star, and I'm really excited that people get to see him on the show.
Hot take. I think he's going to start competing with Danny Ramirez, and he should get Danny Ramirez's parts.
Well, I love Danny Ramirez, and also maybe, but he's Korean and Indian, so you never know. And what is Danny? Well, whatever. They're both handsome brown boys. So,
Robert, Kristian, all due respect, I disagree with you about the Oscars. Let me tell you something, Robert. The first part, you've already won my respect because you started like, instead of doing things like, wait a minute, you started off with, I don't agree. That is encouraged. That is always encouraged.
With all due respect.
All due respect. I disagree with you about the Oscars. I love them every year. I'm just a high school teacher and I get so much entertainment from it. Please don't yell at me. No, on the contrary, I am going to praise you, Robert, because you approached it like a human being and someone who doesn't just scream and yell. And because you have a different opinion, start doing Reddit threads about somebody. You just have a conversation. And that is what should make the world go round, is you don't have to agree. You just have a conversation. So I respect you more than ever for doing that. So I'm glad that you love the show, even though it stinks. All right. Jess Kuo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here for Roxy's TV picks. Lots of great shows on TV right now. There you go. And you got them every Tuesday. Mirror Domains. Roxy, in your opinion, has Alan Ritchson appeared shirtless too many times in Reacher Season 3? Season 3 has been great, by the way.
Yeah, I've been meaning to bring this up too many times.
Oh, too many,
right?
Too
many times. It's
very
very
upsetting. You got to show off the work you put in.
I'm very upset about it. Very upset.
I'm going to get a lot of these. Crystal throwing some support.
Crystal.
Now, this is something that has been really, really nice. Crystal gives 10 memberships.
Woo.
Thank you so much for that, Crystal. That's amazing. We got a lot of new members today. So here's an announcement for members, by the way, and patrons. There was a little bit of a sound thing that the editors are trying to fix on the Spider-Man 3 reaction, plus Daredevil's coming out. So the edited reaction is probably going to come out tomorrow. However, I'm going to try to upload the full unedited version today for patrons, and you're going to hear the sound of the movie in the background. If it doesn't get a copyright thing, I'll put it up. Crystal, some more support, tons of that. And then super excited for Daredevil tonight. Anyone else? I mean, you should be. Everybody should be excited for the show. It's one of the best shows they've done in a very long time. This was great. Crystal, the Conan joke about Drake had me laughing so much. I loved how he took those shots. Did you hear that one, DJ?
No.
Said, well, we've gotten to the half point of the show, which means this is about the time that Kendrick will come out and call Drake a pedophile. Yeah. And then he waits and says, don't worry, I'm lawyered up.
It was the best. That was the best.
But also, I did an entire after show for the Oscars where I spent 20 minutes talking about, is Drake a pedophile? Because, I mean, we are going on every major public platform, saying it. Yeah. I mean, and everybody's seeing it around town.
But to be fair, the way that you can get around that if you're Conan is that he didn't call him that. He said,
he'll be fine. He's going to get a cabinet position. Drake is going to be fine.
Do you know that? You know what's something crazy, by the way? So we talked about this on yesterday's show. Drake was so the WWE had like this massive pay-per-view over the weekend.
Obviously it was huge. I thought you'd bring this up with me, but you didn't.
We thought it yesterday. But like Roca. John Cena turned heel, DJ. So it was like it's a big pop culture story, right? But anyway.
You know what that is, DJ?
Yeah, of course I know what heel is. Also, I know because Jon Stewart used it as a metaphor in the Daily Show. So that's how I was like, oh, I guess this is a thing that's happening. I guess The Rock is back. Right. That's why.
Okay. Well, that's definitely a point that I'll bring up to Rogan too. This whole conversation about why it should have happened. He didn't agree. But anyway, Drake was there, and usually they announce when celebrities are there. They did not even announce that he was there. They didn't even put a camera on him. Nothing. Like that shows you how far this dude has fallen right now.
Pick the wrong fight.
He did. Harrison Martin, Roxy, I think it's time to start dating black dudes. There you go.
I don't know how to respond to that because also that's an assumption that I haven't dated black guys, which is not true. But also,
I think he's taking his shot. I think Harrison's taking his shot.
Oh, good luck, Harrison. Let's see how you,
Go pal. Support. Nice to see TJ. It's been a while. I was a regular viewer of SourceFed back in the day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, go pal.
Yep.
Crystal. Hey, Roxy, is World Girls on Wednesdays now or Tuesday?
We are up in the mofo air. Steph and I very luckily have been extremely busy. And because it's our network, we kind of just like move things around. But she's been taking this improv class. We'll make more clearer announcements coming up. I think we're aiming for Sunday this week, but we'll let you guys know.
Yeah. She's doing improv and voiceover.
Oh, that's what I mean. Sorry. Yeah. She did UCB. She went to level 4 and now she's doing her VO class. Yeah. She's doing a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah.
My choice. So what is it? Seeing MBB?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown is my favorite. Millie Bobby Brown on the red carpet lately is so shocking to me. Seems like she grew up so fast. Has an actor made you go, whoa, they're an adult now? I remember when that happened with Emma, what's her face? Watson.
Have you not seen all the controversy about this?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is in reference to Millie Bobby Brown just put out a video. There has been like absolutely disgusting media coverage about Millie Bobby Brown. This week, Millie Bobby Brown posted a couple of different images of herself. She's very blonde now. In these like super cute outfits that are very
risque.
Like she tagged, I wouldn't call them risque at all, but a lot of adult men are. Right. She tagged Pamela Anderson in a couple of them. She tagged Gwyneth Paltrow. She tagged Christina Aguilera. She's like paying homage to some of her favorite stars and dressing similar to them in different things. And she looks like an adult. She's married. This is she's a 21-year-old, but she's been a worker, somebody who's been in the workforce for years, and she's an adult. Do I usually think that at 21 your frontal lobe is fully formed and you're a full-blown adult? No, of course I wasn't an adult at 21, but
you think you are.
But she's a married adult. She's legally an adult, and she's doing all these things. And there's been tons and tons and tons of articles that are disgusting and disturbing about her and about what she's doing to her body, her face, what she's wearing, how she's talking, how she's acting, who she's dating, what she's doing. Like, just so disturbing. A lot of older men and a lot of women who are shredding her. And so she came out with a video this week that was just like, hey guys, can you guys stop? Here I am, as you guys saw me as a child. And then you guys grew up alongside me and I've grown up. Can you let me grow up and just exist? These are the choices I'm making. This is my body. This is my face. I'm allowed to do with it what I want. And you guys it's really fucking weird to spend your time obsessing over me and what I look like. Maybe stop talking about it. And I thought it was a brilliant video. She did such a great job with it. But also, it is time that society changes about this stuff. Why on earth would we spend our time talking about what outfits? Like, you guys saw what Bianca wore to the award show with Kanye, right? Like, why are we talking about this girl who's wearing like a little bit of a belly shirt, like paying homage to some of her favorite stars? And I'm not even saying we should be spending time talking about Bianca, but just like let her live. She's literally just on her own Instagram posting pictures that are cute of herself.
Spotlight. It's true. It's so stupid.
I
agree. Let her be a
so I agree, Mike. She has totally grown up, and it's fun to watch. And she is going after the role of Britney Spears, it seems. Yes. And I think that this might be something like working towards that. She would be great Britney.
Especially when you look at how ironic it is that's usually what Britney got all of the time.
Totally.
So probably get her the role. Crystal, amazing art, TJ. It looks amazing. I'll check it out.
Please do. Yeah. Sean does incredible work. I highly recommend you check out his stuff at All Sorrows as well. He's an incredible collaborator. And of course, there's a lot of stuff I have that I haven't shown, because I don't want to spoil everything. That's just really, really cool. I think people are really going to dig it.
And the link is in the description of this video too. So you can
Quickie.
Handsome Ransom. Aloha, sending love and good vibes. Thank you, Handsome Ransom. Love when I'm able to join live, and also want to say I can't wait for Danger Boy. I just pledged today. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Let's see some more of that.
Johansson.
Crystal, I was disappointed that Wicked didn't win more.
You
My
and me
daughter-
both, Deb.
And my daughter, who would run in from the room to see every time someone was nominated, and then she's like, "Yeah, I knew they weren't going to win." She's like, "What's that?"
Both of
movie?
your daughters see Wicked?
Both of them have seen it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they both loved it. Yeah. Okay. Go pal. I went to Wikipedia to check if DJ overlapped with Meg at SourceFed, and he's being robbed. They don't mention him at all. Why not?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, sorry, I'm not on Wikipedia. We used to have OSI used to have a Reddit once. I don't remember what happened with that. I overlapped with everybody. I was there pretty early. I was there right when they started Nerd. So I think there might be.
I don't remember Meg. Who is that DJ?
Meg was one of the original Nerd hosts. It was her, Trisha, and Steve were the original three.
I know
So,
Trisha
yeah, I
and
started.
Steve.
Yeah, I was there when a Nerd launched. So I think there's a few people on camera. Obviously, there's a few people off camera that I didn't overlap with, but there's I think very few people on camera that I didn't meet while I was there.
All right. Crystal was shocked when I saw the concept art leaks. I think everybody was. The question is, we didn't really talk about it. Do you guys think Marvel leaked it?
I don't know. I do think they leaked the Andrew Garfield stuff for Spider-Man. I think they leaked that the other Spider-Man were in Spider-Man No Way Home. So I wouldn't put it past them.
People in the comments earlier were like, Roxy, these are big spoilers, and I'm big leaks, and I'm sure they are.
Right. You're just not aware of them. Right.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember there was concept art for Spider-Man fighting Mysterio in No Way Home. Just because there's concept art doesn't mean that's what we're going to see in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this one, but we already kind of got to it. But Captain Penis says, "What are Roxy and DJ's thoughts on the Oscars?" So we have that. We went into a good 20 minutes there. So Captain Penis, I'm sure you asked that beforehand, but you can go back in there and check it out. But
DJ didn't watch them, and I love them.
Right. Crystal, support for Roxy and DJ. Thank you. Austin B. More DJ on my screen equals more dopamine in my brain. Good to see you, man. Best of luck on Danger Boy.
Thank you.
There you go. People are pumped about it, as they should be. DJ works hard, man. Support him. Crystal, looking forward to the Daredevil reactions. Yeah, I got 2 of them dropping today, both 1 and 2. I'll drop the first one at 10 Eastern Standard and 11 for the second one.
Nice.
Crystal, looking forward to Sam's reaction to Spider-Man 3. Well, so that's the only one that she had seen before, although she didn't remember much of it, but she had seen that one before. Yeah.
The original Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3.
So Sam's my friend from the first grade, and she had kids, right out of college, and she through mom of 3, and she's very, very involved with her kids. So as you know, DJ, it's hard to see movies in general now. She has 3, and she's very, very involved, and she missed a lot. She had never seen the MCU, so we watched the MCU together. And then I said, "Did you see Spider-Man?" She's like, "I've seen the 3rd one because my son used to watch it all the time." So it was the only one, and that one comes out. The reaction hopefully comes out tomorrow.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, so Mike Joyce has Koi met DJ. I'm sure Koi's met DJ. Yes.
Yeah, of course we have. Yeah, he's been on the show. He's been on OSI. Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to say, Crystal's more support.
Did I introduce you to Koi?
Did Roxy introduce me to Koi, or did Koi stop by SourceFed? Good question.
That's what I mean. It's all special at one point. Joyous rumor. May the force be with you guys. Roxy, you're the best.
Thanks.
Okay, so we are going down the line here with Mike Joyce.
Go.
Will we ever see Gunplay DJ? It seems pretty cool.
Didn't fund. So still trying to figure out options, because movies are quite a bit more expensive than comics. So trying to figure, and also working around that while having a kid is tricky. Never say never.
I'm in that movie. Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, I know. Never say never, but just trying to figure out the logistics of it.
Yeah, you can't make a movie without money.
Yeah, that's right. Handsome Ransom.
The rules.
What are the chances Doom is going to be Justin Baldoni?
Well, I was thinking you guys were saying what's his face for from 1923 for Batman. Maybe Justin Baldoni could be Joker to keep the forces aligned.
That's hysterical.
Crazy. Sean McCabe, what's up, man? Hey guys, I finally read Secret Wars, so I'm kind of up to speed. As always, thank you for all your hard work. It means a lot to us. Roxy, you rock. DJ, congratulations, good sir. Sean has been I believe he's a newer viewer of the channel. If not, he's been more active lately.
What a nice comment.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites right now. The guy's all he is
Sean.
Nice and positive. He brings us such a good vibe to.
Hell of a beard too.
By the way, that run Secret War is real good. Jonathan Hickman's Secret War is real good. So if you're excited for the movie, it's worth checking out.
Another favorite here, Darth Vader's burnt asshole. The concept art is 100% real. The artist has worked for Marvel for some time, and it was on their art staring portfolio, although it's gone now. Also, it's Secret Wars art. Yeah. So
you know what else we said was 100% real this week or last week? Kathleen Kennedy leaving. So
I still think that is real.
I'm just all I'm saying is I don't until somebody comes out and says this is 100% real. What they're doing for the movie, then you never know. But I hear you.
Okay, next one is Crystal. I gotta say this because Chris Van Vliet just texted me while we were talking because I texted him before. You know, as you guys know, I'm trying to take care of myself and my health. It's one of the reasons we moved it to 2 p.m. I've been going to the gym every day for like 4 days a week anyway. And I walked in today and they were playing a full-on playlist of wrestlers' theme songs. So nice. I had to text Chris Van Vliet and I said, "This gym, you would love it." They were playing. It was like so many different things, current and old ones. It was amazing.
That's fun.
Yeah. Crystal, hey Kristian, you said you're not going to be here on Friday. Does that mean you finally can get to that vacation you missed early? Yes, that's the whole point. My thank you for asking, Crystal. My wife and my kids, we need a little bit of a break. So we're gonna and so the guys are gonna host on Friday, and then Roka's gonna host on Monday. Austin B, DJ, are you someone who has specific voices for characters in your head when you read comics? If so, do you have a specific one for Danger Boy?
Not specifically for Danger Boy. I do sometimes. I mean, it depends on nostalgia. So, like when I read a Batman comic, it's Kevin Conroy in my head. I've been rewatching X-Men the animated series, and the voice for Wolverine in that I realized has been the voice of Wolverine in my head every time I read a comic since then. But for Danger Boy, not specifically. I'd be interested to hear who people would fan cast him as. He is of mixed Mexican and Japanese descent. So if you guys have any actors that you
Andrew Guy.
So if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. Yeah.
All right, Mike Joyce. Is it just a coincidence that Neil Armstrong was the first human to set foot on the moon, and Neil Armstrong backwards is Nort's Mr. Alien? Yeah, I think it's a coincidence.
That's probably a coincidence. I would say.
DJ, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
Nope. Well, all right.
Crystal DW fan support. Thank you. Ewok. Given that DJ is the Scully to Christian's Mulder, the Hefty Skeptic versus the Believer, what are his thoughts on the two upcoming? I'm sure he doesn't even know about it. The upcoming.
Is there like latent sexual tension too? Is there like a hold on? How far does this Mulder Scully thing go?
I have
no idea. I have no idea what the.
Yeah, there's a big documentary coming out that they're at South by that they're going to debut, and it's got a lot of big kind of military. Government officials, a lot of different people that are speaking up about things, and they're trying to actually reveal certain things. And then you got Spielberg's movie is coming out. They got another movie with John Krasinski that they're doing, a disclosure movie. So we'll see what happens. Some more support there, and there's a lot of support from Crystal here today. I'm gonna highlight what I can, and it looks like Crystal is going to be pushing Roxy towards another big week. Go, pal. Kristian, did you see Greg scooped you and Sadie on Team America? Yeah, no, I saw that. But to be fair to Greg, and Roxy has revealed this, by the way, too, they shoot things so far in advance that they might have even shot that Team America one before we did, and I haven't even put ours up yet. So earlier
sometimes there's a week turnaround on things that are like current releases, but when it's something like Team America, I'm guessing they shot it so long.
Yeah, and look, and by the way, they also did South Park the movie first, and that spawned my idea to do Team America. So it's like, and yeah, they didn't scoop anything. They just did it. Legend MM600. Roxy, your hair looks so awesome. Love you, Kristian. And new dude, you are rad.
Thank you.
New dude. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
I got my hair done yesterday.
Yay.
I noticed. That's what I said. Remember?
No, you didn't.
I didn't say anything.
No.
But I did internally.
See, so
right?
You can't prove you didn't.
I can.
Nope. Okay. Crystal, what annoys me the most about the Oscars is that people voting don't have to watch all the movies. I think that is so odd. They have to be. It should be. I'm telling you, you need to do a sign it.
They are supposed to. They just don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Luke S. I'm with Ricky Gervais on the acceptance speeches. Thank your agent. Thank your God. Then fuck off. I love that. Was one of my favorites. My favorites when he did that. Joyous Romer, some more support there. Thank you, Joyous. I got a lot of support here, Roxy. You guys are at 138.
Woo!
138. crushing right now. So we'll see. Mike can slam his head against the door. Andrew Thomas, happy Mardi Gras. I didn't realize it was Mardi Gras. I'm here to support Roxy. People love
that. Thank you, Andrew.
And should love the Roxinator.
Thanks, Crystal.
Handsome Ransom boycotting the Oscars until Roxy gets a nom. That's you go.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
What was this, 97? So 3 years, Roxy, you could be part of Oscars 100.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
According to Kristian, Andrew Guy's going to get there before me, and I would love to see it.
I never said that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. But he is doing pretty good right now. So
he is doing great. Yeah. I'm stoked for him.
I have to finish the rest of the episode before he comes on.
I mean, for you to say what you said when Sam Levine is part of the Schmodown, there's fighting words what you said.
I think Sam's really good. I think Andrew Guy is the best. I do.
How could you compare them?
I'm just telling you as far as what I saw in my show.
His experience working with him.
My show.
Mike Kalinowski.
I'm telling you in my show. They were all great. Sam is next level. Sam is really, really good. I think Andrew Guy is a very special talent. That's just
I agree. He is amazing, but this
I think they're all amazing. I think they're amazing.
Griffin Newman was on your show.
Again,
I think Andrew Guy is a very special talent. I think he's.
Are you gonna clip this out and send it to him, and then try to take him on a date?
I know. I'm just telling you. I just don't think the guy.
I know he's so good. He's really good.
You can't do that. He's the Mulder to my Scully.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I got DJ
Triangle.
Servitor. I love She-Hulk. She's my favorite MCU character. Well, you're with DJ and Roxy. There.
Roxy, yeah. I think that show. I like that show.
Yeah. That show duped me because the first 2 episodes I was like, I don't know what people are talking about. These 2 episodes are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jess Datata. If I'm correct, Doom is the only person capable to save these universes after the collision. From what he could save, he created Battleworld, so he's actually a hero, but a brutal dictator. See, I love that I don't really understand what is happening. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. How do you feel that Marvel probably doesn't really understand what's happening?
That makes me nervous.
Datata is a sick last name.
It is a cool name, but that's the part that absolutely makes me go, I don't know.
It's something when they talk about we had to scrap season 1 of Daredevil and start from scratch. It's like, somebody tell these people about pilots. Somebody tell them what a pilot is.
Yeah. Someone said they didn't see the parallels of Moon to Mickey 17. Maybe that's not what they meant. How do you not see the parallels there? Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. Ronaldo. Kristian, thanks for the VIIA cosign. I picked up a few items. Good. Everybody should be picking up VIIA. Please pick them up so they stay on the show for the remainder until I'm dead. Question for Roxy. Severance last episode was a masterclass. Any theories on the finale? Please don't give
I know. Kristian hasn't seen it, so I'm not going to answer this, but I did think it was an amazing episode. And again, DJ and I did a whole podcast on it. You guys can check out.
It's a big one, Kristian. The one you have to catch up on is a big one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I need to do. I need to watch that one because strangely enough, I chose to catch up and fast forward through the Oscars than to catch up on Severance, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did.
Go Crystal, go Crystal, go.
Yeah. Ewok, let's get Sandler, Fraser, and Buscemi to do Airheads too. Don't be surprised. That'll probably happen.
I did see Sandler's bit at the Oscars, and he was funny.
It was fun. What's going on with Happy Gilmore 2? Wasn't that supposed to come out in February?
This is a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on with it? They did a teaser to it, and they never. What is happening to that?
Adam Sandler makes everything better. I love him.
My wife was watching that bit, and she's like, "Is he playing a character?" It's like, no, I think he's.
No, it's just him.
He's a little drunk.
The Chalamet part was so great because people who watched all of award season, it was such a great callback to Nikki.
Yeah. Ronaldo Leon. DJ, I'm a huge fan of your content and I value your comic book opinions. What is your must-have lineup for the X-Men in their MCU debut?
I think you can. I mean, they're kind of doing it with. I had mixed feelings on X-Men 97 overall, but I think they're kind of doing it with that show in that you kind of streamline that lineup. They're switching out Gambit for Nightcrawler, which, as much as I love Gambit, and I grew up in the 90s, so I love Gambit a lot. I think it makes more sense to have Nightcrawler in there. You could.
I can't believe you don't like Gambit.
I actually really love Gambit. I just think him and Wolverine on the same team is a little redundant. They're not the same, but they kind of serve the same function on the team. So I think replacing him with Nightcrawler is a good call. You've got to have Storm. As much as I'm excited for an MCU Wolverine, I really want to see Logan hang out with Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Like a new Logan, not like Hugh Jackman's Logan. He's great, but I want to see the MCU's Wolverine hang out with the MCU Spider-Man. I think I'm more interested in seeing what they do with the characters Fox kind of kept whiffing it on. So like Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, like characters that they never quite cracked in the Fox universe. I'm excited for that.
Me too. Mike Joyce, last Severance was amazing. You got to watch, Kristian. I'm going to watch. I'm probably going to watch it tonight.
I would argue. I think Roxy might disagree. I actually think it might be the best episode of the season.
No, I disagree with that, but I did love it. It's maybe the best like standalone.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. RQM is DMST. Support for Roxy and Crystal DW fan. Nice.
Yeah.
Albert Milwaukee. My girlfriend and I attended our first Oscar party in New York City after seeing Gatsby on Broadway. What a classy evening that was. Magical weekend. I hope to see Striffler on here sometime soon. I haven't talked to him.
I ran into him.
Did you?
Yeah, at the multi-con thing that we did with Rejects, where we raised a ton of money for fire relief.
Did you talk to him about the interview?
No, but he came up to me and said hi to me. So I was like, oh, he doesn't hate me. Thank you.
He doesn't hate you. Oh, good. That's
so nice. And I was like,
he's a great guy. I love Eric Striffler. Chris Constant. I think Gunn and Company will start production on The Brave and the Bold soon, since WB will want DC to establish their DCU Batman sooner rather than later. Same with that. I think so. Same with Paradise Lost series to establish the DCU WW.
If they're doing the DCU Batman, like
they might not need to because they're doing that Clayface movie, so Batman might show up in that.
They would just have to. They just have to cast him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to cast him. Patty Boy, it's me. I watched 100.
Patty is having trouble.
Stop it. I watched 100+ movies in the theater in 24. Wow, it's more than me. Most ever in my life. Thanks to the Regal Movie Pass. There you go. Highly recommended for movie fans. Oscars were awesome.
That's 2 a week.
It's a lot. I tell you what, if I I didn't have kids and I was in my early 20s, yeah, I would have had that back in the day if it was available.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so fun.
Again, Crystal, thank you. Chris Constant. I can't help but wonder what Star Wars sequel trilogy would have been like with not only a plan and better writing, but also with a villain like Baylan Skoll instead of Snoke, which would have been sick. Go Roxy. It's a great point. I think that Baylan was a great villain but they dropped the ball on that in Ahsoka. Also, they had set him up so well in that he's in the background. And now he's obviously been recast, so hopefully they do more with him. But I agree. I think that they didn't know what Snoke was. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know what it was. They didn't develop it at all. It was the sloppy mess.
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of stuff with the sequels. But I think one of the things was like, we're going to hire JJ Mystery Box Abrams to open it, and then we're going to do Ryan. I would like to make swerves with everything. What if this happened, Johnson? It's like those two. They're not going to play nice together. They're not going to.
No, and then they finally had somebody, and whether you like his work or not, with Colin Trevorrow, who wrote this whole thing and said, okay, you know what, Ryan set that up, JJ set that up, so I'll tie it together and say this, and this, and his version, if you read it, pays respect to both of their versions. And then JJ comes back in and goes, no, I'm not doing anything right, and he just blows it all up. What a mess. Albert Glowacki. Ramel Ross was the best director of the year for Nickel Boys. John Chu's direction was flat for me. Wow. And I loved In the Heights. Hey, fair.
Wait, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Yeah. What do you mean John M. Chu's direction was flat?
There's a lot of discussion in film nerd circles about the Wicked kind of being filmed in a way a lot of movies are filmed now, where it's to compensate for green screen. So it's a lot of like flat lighting. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that being an issue with his directing. I actually think there was a lot of really strong choices in it. I will also say I've heard a lot of good things about Nickel Boys. Have not had a chance to check it out yet.
But he was directing live takes like a show. So how could it be flat?
It's more of a, I think the concern would less be with, although I guess it comes through director, but I think if that is what they're referring to, it's more of an issue with the direct cinematography or the lighting. And again, I'm not entirely sure in this case. I agree, although I do think it is a problem generally in shows and movies. I don't know that I would classify Wicked as an example of it.
Day Napper, spoiler alert, are there any movies you're still interested in but haven't seen yet because it's been spoiled? I haven't seen the Book of Eli, but I want to. Not because they've been spoiled. There's tons of movies I want to see, but I haven't had a chance to.
I had Fight Club spoiled for me before I watched it, and I think I've only ever seen it in clips now. Like it was spoiled for me, then I YouTubed the reveal, and then I think I've seen moments, but I don't know that I've ever seen it in its entirety, which sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I obviously you don't want to be spoiled, but I actually don't know if a movie's good. A spoiler can't ruin it. I knew the twist of Fight Club before I saw it. The movie's still good. Unbreakable Unbreakable and Sixth Sense. I knew the twist, and I saw both, and they're both still really good.
Right.
So I think if the movie it's a problem if you think about something like Far From Home, the twist in that with Mysterio. Once you know the twist and then you see the movie, the first half leading to the twist is deadly dull because it's all building to something that doesn't matter. If the movie can still hold up, if the movie is worth a second viewing once you know the twist, then it doesn't matter if it's spoiled for you, in my opinion.
Go, pal. I'm a little sad that I forgot when they say Daredevil is coming out tonight. They meant 9 p.m., so I won't be able to watch until tomorrow.
It's okay.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it when you wait. Trust me. Crystal, excited for a new season of Doctor Who next month. DJ, you a Doctor Who person?
I am.
Yeah. See, it's not that I don't like it. I feel it's so intimidating because it's been so long that I can't. I don't even know where to try.
It's the good news is whenever they do a regeneration, it's usually a pretty good jumping on point. So you could just go back and watch the previous season. Although I will say it is kind of tonally different than what they had been doing, which is not necessarily a problem. It's just different. But the new Doctor I think is really good. And it's my first time for my wife watching Doctor Who, and she's really enjoying it.
That's cool. Day Napper, growing up, 9 p.m. felt like tonight. Now as an adult, it feels like tomorrow. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, love the No Other Land speech at the Oscars. That's the only one I'm sad that I didn't watch. I hear that speech was pretty good. Yeah.
I'm also disappointed that I believe that movie still doesn't have distribution, which is a
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Support for Roxy.
I also liked the speech, by the way.
Okay. Garage Paul, longtime listener, second time super chatter. Thank you, Kristian. What's your favorite old school schmoes video? Mine has to be the trial of JTE. Well, if you're looking at the Schmoes Know live show, that one's hard to beat. That episode was fantastic. Although there were some great ones. The celebrity dating game ones that we did on Toad Hop was pretty fantastic. The Dumb and Dumber movie review was one that I liked a lot too. There's tons of them for sure. And when you go to Patreon and members, you get access to some of the old Schmoes Know live episodes.
Do you wish Brett and Kate a happy birthday yesterday?
Oh, Brett, yes. Forgot that it was Kate's birthday also. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm really bad. You know how bad I am at that.
I know. I almost texted you yesterday, and I was just like, this is
Please
rude.
do.
Okay.
Please do. I'm really bad at that. I text Brett a work thing in the morning yesterday and didn't realize it was his birthday until I saw his wife's Instagram post. I'm very bad at that. Chris Cosson, Roxy and DJ, would you want to see a Static Shock movie or series from Guns DCU? You all rock, and thank you for what you do.
Not as one of the first properties, but eventually that would be cool. I like Static Shock.
I say hell yes, absolutely. I think the Milestone characters are great. I think they add an interesting texture to the main DCU. I know the rights issues are a little bit different, but
movie or TV show, DJ?
Either. I think probably a TV show. I think by and large, most comic characters do better in serialized mediums like TV than movies. So probably a TV show, but like get Blood Syndicate in there, get
live action
in there. Do all of them. I think the Milestone characters are really, really great, and I wish they got a little bit more spotlight. But Static is the most popular and the best one probably. So definitely, if they can get Static in there, do it.
Crystal, yay, we beat Roca. I mean, you guys shattered him right now. It's 161 right at the moment.
161 rum, pineapple juice, and Malibu.
Oh, okay. Next one is Harrison Martin. Just goofing early. I'm taken. Beat Roca. He's taken, Roxy. I'm sorry.
So you missed your shot, Rox.
Missed your shot. You should have got it before.
Damn it!
A while. He was working hard. He got himself a significant other in the middle of the show. Mike Pelly, excited for Daredevil tonight. Kristian, did you finish the full season screener? I did not, and that was one of the reasons I almost canceled the show today, or not canceled it, but almost had Roxy host without me. But then it was DJ's coming on. I got to do it.
I could do it, but you pull up a lot of stuff throughout.
I know.
I need a little practice.
I know. And then so that was why. And so I'm going to see if I can do as many as I can today. Crystal, support for Roxy and DJ. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Same for Mike Joyce. Support for Roxy's amazing stylist.
Bree, hair by Bree Rice.
Tiberius Monk. Hello, all. What good news happened to you in your personal life? I am down 24 pounds. I started mid last year at 241, and now I'm at 217. I'm going to steal some of your shine there, Tiberius, and I think that's the same thing. Is that I've told myself for a long time I wanted to start. I mean, I've been over the last 10 years. There's been stints where I've been pretty good with diet, right? And but I kept telling myself I got to find a way and get myself to exercise, and I finally have been doing that.
Hell yeah.
How about you?
You said personal life, and I immediately thought of my career. Is that not personal life?
It's personal life.
Okay, well then I can't say, but something good happened to me recently that both Kristian and DJ know about, and I'll tell you guys about eventually, and you'll be like, oh, that's the thing she was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a beautiful baby boy, and my comic was funded, but there's still a few days left. DangerBoyComic.com. Don't miss out.
Links in the description. Joyous Rumor. Have you beat Roka the Outlaw yet? Oh, yes. They're at 163 right now. The question, they're trying to get some ground to beat Mike and Steph for, Andrew Guy tomorrow. Maybe Andrew Guy can no outsider by themselves has ever won. So we'll see.
I just texted Sam and said that Kristian thinks that Andrew is a better actor than you. I'm waiting on a response.
Did you really? Ryan S. Roxy, any plans to watch the Fox Hollow Murders documentary on Hulu? It happened in Indiana where my parents live, and some twists in the story.
I don't know the Fox Hollow Murders, but I do tend to watch a lot of true crime stuff.
I want to say it's on. I've seen it on Disney Plus, which must mean it's a Hulu joint.
Here's some clarification from Sean. Kristian, I'm a longtime fan, new member. My brother introduced me to Schmodown after my last deployment to Afghanistan. You, Roxy, Outlaw, Baby Carrots, and the rest, you all saved my life. Oh man, you saved our life.
Thank you for your service.
You saved our life.
I was gonna say I recognize Sean's name for longer than that, but it did say on the top like 1 month member or whatever.
On a member, yeah. So I mean, he's been a fan for a long time. I guess he's just getting more involved now. Maybe just getting his voice
on through.
Haskell. Hey gang, epic opening of Raw last night with Punk and good show overall. Yeah, Roxy, are you watching Survivor? Kristian, I assume that Sam has seen The Warriors, right? I don't know if she has on The Warriors. I mean, if she has, she doesn't remember it. But we have such a list for her to get through. She's gonna be busy for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Like the Warriors,
the TV show?
The Warriors.
Yeah.
Survivor the TV show, or
Survivor the TV show.
No, I'm not. My siblings watch it.
But the opening to Raw last night was pretty great. I started to watch as much as I could, and I had got back from the city. I was exhausted, so I didn't see the Rhea Ripley match, although I heard what happened, obviously. Awesome Prime OG. When did Carlos Boozer start podcasting? I don't even know what that means. Who's Carlos Boozer? Do we know?
No idea.
Also, Nosferatu was absolute dog water.
Wow.
It was an hour and a half porno. Really?
Yeah, hard to disagree.
See, everybody is allowed to have their opinion. I just don't get a lot of opinions. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with that. That movie was brilliant.
And if that's the kind of porn you're watching, whoa,
that's some high quality stuff. That's low quality porn for him. It's like, no, boo, he says to that.
Whoa.
Crystal, don't listen to anything these people say. Crystal, I guess I made someone mad in the chat that I was showing so much support. Guess I'll run away now. Sorry, I was trying to help Roxy. Don't you dare apologize. Stop.
Crystal, literally, you're the best and my favorite, so they can all.
Yeah, tell whoever was complaining, tell them to stick their head up their asshole. Fascia Bruta. I saw Amelia Perez. I loved it, despite the controversy.
I liked it a lot too, but I like it less because of the surrounding stuff.
Yeah. But I'm with Roxy. Just as a movie, my wife and I had a good time watching it.
Handsome Ransom. Hey, Roxy, would you ever review the Mimic movies? You get to see a giant roach eat Josh Brolin.
I know. Everybody knows I'm really afraid of cockroaches, and so people keep wanting me to watch this, and I will if Greg asks me to watch it, but I'm not going to tell him.
No,
yeah.
All right. No, I'm surprised no one has. Day Napper, congrats, Kristian. You went the whole show yesterday without reminding us you used to work for WWE. How dare you? You earned this. Stay awesome. I haven't brought that up in forever. Day Napper.
I don't understand. If you're talking about WWE, obviously it's relevant.
No, what he's saying is because there are certain times, like because when you do a show daily and you have you repeat a lot of the same bits, whether it's
viewers all the time.
Like, oh, you worked for Joe Silva, you tell us about it again. It's like, look, the good news is that because you watch a lot. So what am I going to?
Yeah.
I'm going to complain about you complaining about me talking about my old jobs. It's like it means that you watch the show enough. Because yeah, and he's breaking balls. And it was a freaking $20 super chat that he did.
Yeah, no problem with him. But that's funny.
Yeah, he's breaking balls, and that was funny. Gopal Sam is reminding me. I just watched Inglourious Bastards. I forgot how little of the movie the bastards are in. I gotta watch that one. I don't think Sam has never seen that. We're gonna watch that. And we're gonna watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And
very good.
Did you see the post of all?
My dad thinks put Tarantino on the map and made him into somebody that was somebody.
You mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
One day be good.
Yeah.
He was like this director, Tarantino. Yeah. I think he could one day have a lot of potential.
Yeah,
hilarious. RQMDSMD support for Roxy and Crystal once again. Thank you. Gopal Boozer, the basketball player from Duke. I don't know who they were talking about.
We'll find out by the time we get to the end of these super chats who Boozer is.
I don't follow college sports at all.
Sean McCabe says, Roxy, my brother Patrick was very vocal on the showdown. Maybe it was Patrick McCabe.
Oh,
maybe.
Cool.
And that's how we ended with Patrick McCabe reference from his brother Sean McCabe.
Whoa.
168. What a performance in general. Once again from Roxy, who is looking at another victory. Roxy, how many you got? You won last week. You got one.
But then I didn't the week before.
No, but you're doing, but it wasn't lack of trying. 193. That was when you lost to that 240 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with our guest here one more time. DJ, tell them where they can find your stuff.
Yeah, go. You can find me at DJ Talks Trash everywhere that matters. Blue Sky is where I'm hanging out most of the time these days. But for my comic, you can do the link, or you can go to dangerboycomic.com. We are fully funded. I have successfully, come rain or shine or pandemic, whatever, I've always delivered on my campaigns that have fulfilled. So this comic is happening. You will get it. It's 44 pages, so that's double the size of your average comic book. And it's something new. It's something fresh. If you love superheroes, if you hate superheroes, if you're looking for something that's kind of pushing the genre in new directions, trying new things, if you like cyberpunk stuff, if you like the superhero revisionist stuff like Invincible, or kind of like the cyberpunk dystopia of something like Batman Beyond, if any of this sounds like something you're into, you're going to want to check out dangerboycomic.com. I'm really proud of it. Got a lot of incredible artists working on it. You can be drawn into the comic and get all our covers. Ton of cool stuff. Go check that out, please, and thank you.
Roxy, where can
all right, I pieced everything together. Carlos Boozer was a basketball player, Olympic medalist, played 13 years in the NBA, and people think DJ looks like him. I guess. Or that person did. Anyway, you guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar, and I'll keep you updated on what I'm doing there.
Thank you guys for joining me here today. Thank you to both DJ and Roxy for being on the show here. One more here from the Kelly Kid. I loved Quentin Tarantino at the Oscars.
Yeah. He had the weirdest voice I've ever heard. It did not sound like he said, "Hello, everybody." I was like, what is happening right now? Yeah,
I guess I didn't even see that. I didn't even know he was on it. Anyway. Thank you for joining us here today. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. I got a lot of stuff coming out. When I get off the air here, I'm going to upload my Mickey 17 non-spoiler review. That will go up. I got a non-spoiler for Daredevil episodes 1 and 2 that will be going up right around the time that it releases. Then I got the full reactions on both of them. Tons of videos still coming up today. Tomorrow's the Spider-Man 3 reaction. So check it all out. Thanks for being here today. Again, thank you to my wonderful guests. And we shall see you guys on the flip side. Be back here tomorrow with Andrew Guy. Bye-bye, everyone.